The play of the week is runner on second base, less than two outs. We're going to take a line drive to right field, and it's going to get a little more complicated than normal for our outfielders. So I'm looking forward to talking through the situation. But before we get into that, I want to talk about what we should be doing on offense at all times between innings anyway. So let's first look at us. Here we are, lined up on whatever side of our dugout the line is. This is when we're out there trying to time up our pitcher. But there's more than just looking at the pitcher that we can be doing during this. So let's talk about everybody who's throwing balls. These outfielders are throwing to each other. These guys are throwing. The infield is taking grounders. We can be getting a lot of information during this time just by watching. So yeah, we're timing a pitcher. So maybe we take a swing and then between pitches, catcher's getting up, lobbing it back, probably coach is talking to him, whatever. We're looking out at our right fielder. Are these guys goofballs or are they serious competitors? Do you see effort in their face or are they lazy out there? Strong arm or lollipops? What are you seeing from them? You can look in the middles too. When they turn to, are they sloppy? They drop their feeds every time. First base can't dig it out of the ground. Right, that changes how we play. Coaches are watching this the whole time. You can watch this too and learn a lot and share that information together. So that's your job in here because it's going to matter when we go on offense in this situation and become base runners. Okay. All right. Here's the situation. There's a runner on second base, less than two outs. We're going to take a like a medium line drive to right field. The big difference here, guys, is this line drive. If you remember the play of the week, which was very similar to this in week one, it was a ground ball. Right? It was like a medium to soft ground ball up through the gap to the right fielder. We know it's on the ground, so runner's got to go, right? But this one's in the air. So we're not sure if they're going to catch it or what's going to happen here. We're going to start on offense. Let's focus on our lead runner A. Remember, on offense, we have some priorities. Our first priority is to stay safe. We've got less than two outs. So we can take a little bit of risk to advance, but really our primary stuff is to make sure we stay safe. So it would be a huge mistake for our lead runner on a ball in the air to just take off running, right? That's not them staying safe. Then they're going to get tagged up at second base. So make sure if you got to tag up, we'd rather do that first and then try to advance if we can. There are no runners at first forcing this lead runner to go. So he has choices. Okay. The second is to advance. So we want runners to go if we can do it. And of course, we're thinking at second base, we're in scoring position. So we're thinking score. We're going to try to take this hard turn if we can and get home. All right. So now here you are as the lead runner at second base. Your first action to take is your primary lead. Stepping off the bag, reading the pitcher, watching his legs, watching his hips, seeing if he tries to spin pick you and stuff like that. And then you're thinking ahead. All right, if it's on the ground over here, I need to like wait for the throw. If it's in the air over here, I'm gonna get out a little, but if it's right to center, I'm gonna be on the bag. Right field, I'm thinking tag up. In the air to right field, I'm tagging up. That means going back to your base and standing on it. All right, so the pitch happens. I get my secondary lead, and now I'm reading ball. Is it a dirt ball that I should get even farther out on? Is it like a straight shot to the catcher and he's up in his legs ready to throw me back? I'm reading all that. I'm also reading a hit. So this one is going to be a hit. So we see it off the bat. So this is what we have to read. When we see it off the bat, we can tell if it's going to be in the air or on the ground because we're watching. We get good at seeing that. So we see it in the air. So look, our first step has to be back towards second base because that's our primary objective is to stay safe. So in the air, our first step is back to second. We see that it's a maybe not a lazy line drive, like medium lazy line drive to right fielder. So we have to read now. We got to find that ball and watch it because if he's going to catch it, we can go as soon as he touches the ball. If it's going to land in front of him, we can read that and see it hit. And as soon as it touches the ground, we can make our break. So we did our job to stay safe. Now we're worried about advancing. So first, we're going to send that runner to third base. So right field catches it. He knows it's in the air. So we'll talk defense after, but they're lined up taking that cut to third base. So you take off. They start to get the ball and start to throw. There's a play at third base. So one, you got to go. Watch coach, see if maybe the guy behind you dropped it because you're trying to go as soon as they either catch or the ball lands. You don't know if maybe they dropped it, maybe it went past the guy, all those things. So you're watching coach, maybe he's telling you go, 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 or like get down, get down. But generally, there's going to be a play on you. You're the lead runner. So you're thinking, be ready to slide. We're going hard and being ready to slide into it. So you get there, you slide in under the tag, safe at third. That's our goal here. But there's another thing we can do, still staying on the lead runner. So let's go back to where you just tagged up. All right, you saw the hit, just tagged up. You were watching these guys. You did your job watching whether these guys throw hard, whether they know what's going on. Sometimes you can tell. Maybe it's the fourth inning. We've seen two or three hits already to the right fielder, and they have no idea where to throw the ball. Even if they did, they don't throw the ball very hard. But maybe so in that chance, in those situations, we're just gonna go. We're gonna take third, um, and try it out. But let's say that guy's sharp. We've seen that guy already gun somebody down at home, or we've just seen some good effort from the outfielders, particularly this guy in right field. So I think as a runner, maybe I'm a little slow too. You got to think of all these things ahead of the pitch. Ahead of the pitch, you've got to, it's too late. If you're on second base right now, trying to figure out, wait, was this the guy who throws hard? Am I a fast runner? It's too late. Just stay on the bag, do this stay safe thing, right? Next time, you got to think about it before the throw, even before the pitch even happens. Okay, but let's say you know all those things. I'm maybe slow. He's got a great arm. What I'm going to do is break for third, but not go very far. We're talking like two steps, like ta ta, and you're right next to the bag, but you're faking him out. You want them to make the throw no matter what, because they make mistakes. We're trying to draw out a mistake from the other team. So in this case, you break hard to third base, but only like two steps, right? Two, three steps so that they can't backpick you here. You break hard and you find ball to see if did they throw it? You know? So you're just watching. Let's say they throw the ball all the way to third. All right, great. Then you just retreat back to second. But what if third base misses it? Ricochets off his arm, goes over his head, whatever. On a like a wild pass ball like that, you can take third base. So that's your responsibilities as the lead runner. It's a lot to think about, right? But you're taking your priorities to stay safe, advance, and then score if you can. Let's talk about the batter runner, the runner B on here who's flashing, who's at bat. So we'll go back to the pitch. We already know everything about the lead runner and what he was supposed to do. So as the batter runner, you've got less than two outs. So especially with no outs, I mean, we're just thinking hit it hard, right? Preferably hit it in the air or up the middle hard. Can't really be doing weak ground balls in this situation, right? We just are not giving our runner at second a chance to score. He's in scoring position with no outs potentially. We got to hit that ball hard. We got to square up on it. Because look, if we hit it soft over here, they've got plenty of time, or even like why we're hitting up, talking about up the middle or pushing over here. Like a ball over here traps our runner uh, and they cannot advance. A ball over here is such a quick, easy out that they can turn around and keep our runner at the second. But if we get it hard in the air, especially to the outfielder up the middle, we're good. So we know that he does his job here. Batter B puts it in the air, pushes it over toward right field. Perfect shot for this. So that's your job. Let's say you do it. So you're going to take off running, right? Head down. You know the feel off your bat. You know where that ball is kind of going. So you're taking off running hard, and it's a quick glance up to find ball and see what's going on. Quick glance up. You notice I did not say watch ball. It's find ball. See where it's going so you know where you can pick it up to see how the play is going along. And then you find bag and just run through, listening to your base coach, seeing what's going on. Okay, so this is the simple way where you just run through the bag and be done with the play. Then remember, we're stopped trying to find ball again. So if we see ball going to third, now we're getting out. Maybe it's a crazy throw, so we're advancing to second. Just listen to your coach telling you to go, 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 or like come back or round it or whatever. All right, so that's easy run through the bag. But what if we take it? Let's go back to the at bat. You hit the ball, and then now you're running to base, and you're like finding your bag, your head down, and you're kind of knowing that he's throwing already, and your coach is saying like round it, round it. So now we need to pick up the ball as we round the base. Don't miss the base, right? You still have to know where you're at. You can't just be watching the ball the whole time. You're kind of seeing it out of your peripheral vision. That's the stuff like on the side. And you find ball, you round the base, and watch the throw happen. So now you have some space here, so you're closer to second. So if this is a bad ball, or if it's like just a lob throw that you got all the time in the world to make it to second, go for it. Right? Remember your goals. Stay safe. You did that already. Now you're looking to advance. So now you have to, what we're saying is adjust to the play. If they cut it off, you need to get your butt back. If it's a lob throw that they catch, maybe you don't get a chance to advance, but at least you put the pressure on. Okay, that's the batter runner. Let's go back and talk defense. Situation's still the same. We got a runner on second with less than 2 outs. We know that the hit's going to be to right field, but on defense, we don't know that yet. We're just getting ready for the play as we get ready for any play. So the first thing we have to do, if we're on defense, let's remember our priorities here in the top left. Our goals on defense are to prevent runs. Our best way to do that is to get outs. Okay, and the next best is to hold the runners. So in this play, we'll probably say that the right fielder maybe doesn't catch the ball on the fly, but it bounces like right in front of them. So we didn't get the out. Now we're working on the holding runners or getting tag outs along the way. So anyway, we're prepping before the pitch. That means we gotta talk. Okay. And we'll go through every position later, but in general, the defense has to be talking. Here's what it sounds like now. We're getting more advanced than just the outfield goes 2 bases ahead of the runner. Because we can see through this play that it can be different whether the ball is in the air and you catch it in the air, or maybe one that the runners can't really tell, so they have to tag up, or it's just a grounder. So you know the runners are going hard. So it's going to sound like infield. So everybody would say 0 outs, right? Infield, check two, go one, right? Just like last week. Our play of the week number 2, where we talked about get check two, go one. That's this play. Check two, go one. So that's the infield's job. But the outfield's job is in the air, go three, because they got to tag up. So they can't be on the run the whole time. So he's got to tag up. So advance of the runner is only one bag. But if it was on the ground, that runner is already going. So you got to consider him at third base. And that's why we say go four. On the ground, go four. So air go three, ground go four. Right? Look at the difference between our normal, where it's just, hey, infield check two, go one, outfield go four. We're advancing beyond that. All right, that's what we do. Then the pitch happens. So if we were maybe holding on the runners, now we got to reset to our normal positions, and everybody's got to take your prep step getting ready for the hit. The hit goes that line drive to right field. Let's say it looks like maybe he's going to catch, you cannot tell, right in front of him, but it's going to bounce right in front. But we already saw what the offense does here. So the lead runner is tagging up at second base because it's to the right side. So he wants to advance to third and safely. Your batter runner is just going first base. So no big deal there. Here's everybody on the way, right? We kind of pause the play halfway through because everybody started going to their positions. This should look a lot like our play of the week, number 1, where the cut is to third base. So our shortstop is positioned as the cut man, and the throw is to third. And we'll talk about all the positions later. You should know this after our play of the week, number 1. So they feel the ball, they start the throw to happen, and we kind of know what happens from there. Lay the lay the tag. Let me go back on. Yeah. Oh, by the way, and everybody should be calling the play as it goes, especially the catcher down here. Everybody's saying, "Hey, 3-3," and third base is telling the shortstop whether they need to cut or not. So okay, the throw happens. Now we're thinking the throw's in the air, so third base needs to make that judgment call, like cut it or not. And then he gets the ball. So if he didn't cut it, it's all the way through. So he's got to lay down the tag. And then there's the next play. They still got this runner over here. So let's say we fielded it clean. We lay the tag on. We get up and come check this guy. Make sure he's staying at first base. Remember, we need to hold runners. So we tried to get the out right there. And now we're going to hold this runner. Okay, and always keep an eye on this guy. And then obvious things. Guys, if the ball goes wild, we need to adjust and get on to the next play. So the ball goes wild. This guy's going to get off the bag. Really, our next play is at 4, all that kind of stuff. We saw that from the offense. We saw what runners are thinking to try to score. Our job is to stop them from doing that. So we have to adjust to that. All right, now we'll go over every position and your roles there. A lot of it'll just be a review from play of the week number one. So if you've forgotten what a cut to three looks like from right field, go back to play of the week number one. The pitcher's responsibility is to back up third base. If the ball goes wild over here this way, that runner might take off home, so the pitcher will need to adjust to back up home as well. But generally, just backing up third base. The catcher needs to step out in front of the plate, throw his mask out of play behind the situation, get out in front and call the play. Can view the whole field, look at both runners, especially if they see a cut situation or this runner taken off to second. They need to be responsible for that and ready for a play should this ball end up wild or something and the play turns into a home plate. First base, we'll first see if there shouldn't be any play at first base, so he's going to get behind that runner and hold the pressure on to keep him here, and always being ready to come here and be the cut for a throw home from right field, which we'll cover later. Second base needs to get that tag up play, so they go straight to the bag for if this is a pop up, like they catch it in the air to get that runner on a force out for tagging up if he didn't already tag up. And then he's ready to be there in case we cut and get this guy here. So let's say the situation is the runner is clearly safe at third. He's super fast, but this guy's super slow. So third base is looking and they see this runner going slowly to second, but they know we don't have a chance over here. They'll yell to shortstop, cut two. And so they'll catch that ball and throw it to second base to tag this runner out. But then immediately looking to hold this runner and keep him at third so he doesn't go home. Third base, you position yourself to get this tag on the runner out. You're watching this runner out of the corner of your eye to make sure there is still a play here. And you're watching that this throw is online, not saying anything, or just continuing to say 3-3-3. So the shortstop knows to let it through on a single hop to you to put the tag out. But if you see that this guy is already safe by a mile, there's no play here. You're yelling cut, 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 so the shortstop can have the ball and keep it in the middle of the infield. Um, and then if there was like a play here, like we got this guy dead, you're yelling cut and then cut, run at him, or like cut two to go there. We probably won't want to cut one and throw behind him. We'll probably just run at him instead and push him back. Remember, prevent runs and hold runners. It's not worth spending too much time trying to get an out over here so that this guy advances home. The shortstop is your cut man here. So they need to be ready to make the next play mostly, but they're just listening to third base, seeing if they need to cut that ball off and redirect it somewhere. Your left fielder is coming in to cover behind third base, backing up the throw to third base. Center field is backing up the fielding of right field. And right field is judging that ball where they can catch it in the air or not, keeping it bodied in front of them, and crow hopping that throw over to third base, trying to keep their momentum behind it, hitting the shortstop right above the head on a one hop to third base. Bench is looking at these runners, kind of judging any additional plays they might have, or if maybe they're watching because everybody's kind of focused on the play, focused on the play. Bench can be looking if this was a caught ball. Did the second base leave early? The lead runner, did they leave early? Did they never really go all the way back to the bag and took off? And call the appeal to get our runner out there. Or this guy, maybe third base, is looking over at the ball and this guy's just like creeping out here. Hey, it's your responsibility to get in the play and help the rest of your team out from the dugout. That was the play of the week. Runner on second base with less than two outs and a line drive an in the air shot to right field. Look at the difference here. That it's not as much about whether the right fielder catches it in the air or not. It's more about the lead runner at second base having to tag up because it's in the air and that changing from an outfielder's perspective. What used to be so simple, we just always go two bases ahead of the runner. Now we're talking about, hey, if it's in the air, we see now why it can be one base ahead of the runner, and on the ground, it's two bases ahead of the runner. So we'll just keep adding on this. This is a build from play of the week number one. And the next advanced step of this is if that ball gets hit past the right fielder. So be thinking about what will happen if the ball goes past, and that'll be the next play of the week.